It's overused, the term comfort zone, but it's really like when we get to the edge of something that feels uncomfortable, it's the same thing that they do to little dogs or big dogs when they put that electric collar around their neck. You know what I'm talking about? And they put like an electronic fence around the gate, around the yard. And as soon as the dog starts getting close, it's like, and it gets zapped and it doesn't go. There's really nothing there at all stopping that dog from going. And how many of us have allowed people, mindsets, our actions to be that zap where it starts to feel uncomfortable and we pull back and we box ourselves in and we never get to experience what's on the other side of that. I'm sure you've heard it. Everything you want in your life is on the other side of that comfort zone. We have a gap, right? If we're here, and we want to be here, we want to be her. How many of you, from where you sit today, because the first thing we need to do is we need to recognize, like, where are we? That's the first part of change, is accepting this is where I am, this is where I stand today. Forget about the past. Think about the past briefly, scrape up whatever lessons you can learn, and then burn it, right? Keep the positive memories that fuel you. Everything else that doesn't serve you, there's no reason to be thinking about that. But where are you today? Where do you want to go? Who has somewhere that they want to get to in their business or in their life that's beyond where you want to go to? I do. I do, right? And so we just have to recognize, like, if you're here and you started here and then maybe you're making some progress and you're here and now you're here, well, to get from here to here, you guys remember this one, what do we need? Capabilities, right? No big deal. How many of you gained some capabilities over the last 3 days? And you feel like you're going to help your team and everybody else, maybe even people in your family with some of this mindset stuff. How many of you have people in your life that you know could use your help on some mindset stuff as well? Right? Listen, at first, when you learn it, you feel a little hesitant to share it with people. But then once you're like, this shit changed that's me, right? I'm like so unapologetic about it right now. Like there's, that's the closed-minded people, the C team, they don't want to be around me because I'm trying to have a conversation about lifting them up. I'll tolerate some bullshit low-level conversations for a minute, and then I'm like, let's go. And if they're resistant, I'm like, all right, I'll check you later. I got to go, right? Capabilities. So if we're thinking about things on the next level, we know we have a gap. We know we need some capabilities. We need to take next level actions. You guys all realize you need to take next level actions, right? It's the last day. I don't want to send you home without that understanding. You know you're going to have to go home and do the work, right? I just want you to know that. Can I see? Who knows they got to do the work? Okay. I just want to make sure you don't think like being here that it's magic and it's just going to happen for you, right? Who's gotten a little more clear on what they want in their life while they're here? Have you guys been doing some thinking about it? Okay. Sometimes we just have to peel back the stuff that is limiting our thoughts and be able to tune in with our heart and what we really want. If it was a year from now, we're back in this room. Who wants to share? Shout it out. What do you want a year from now? Where do you want to be? Second location? Okay, work-life balance. Yep. What else? Okay. 6 more what? Abs? Oh, that might be the best one. 2 more trucks. 6 more abs. $1 million company. 2 airplanes? 2 airplanes. Financial freedom. Hang on one second. Okay, so best in business. I want to get all these up here. I want to recognize you guys. I missed one. What was the one I missed? Come on, shout them out. Give me some more. What is it? There you go. Yeah. On MMS stage. Yeah. You want white? White's good. It's white on white, too. You guys see the inside of that thing. White Maybach. Anything else? I like that way of thinking. That's, when I talk to people, I'm like, all right, so what's up? What do you want? I want $1 million company. Well, how much do you want to make? Right? Because at the end of the day, we look at all this, and a lot of this is like second location, 2 more trucks, 6 more abs, $1 million, 2 airplanes. I'd start with 1, you know what I mean? But the two's good. There you go. But I think once we recognize what we want, and guys, seriously, obsess about that. If you're unsure, don't back away from it, right? It's overused, the term comfort zone, but it's really like when we get to the edge of something that feels uncomfortable, it's the same thing that they do to little dogs or big dogs when they put that electric collar around their neck. You know what I'm talking about? And they put like an electronic fence around the gate, around the yard. And as soon as the dog starts getting close, it's like, and it gets zapped, and it doesn't go. Keeps the dog in the yard, but that dog becomes like that caged lion we saw. There's really nothing there at all stopping that dog from going other than, and it's not like, it's uncomfortable for them, right? People aren't like torturing their dogs to do it. It's like, it's enough to keep them in place. And how many of us have allowed people, mindsets, our actions to be that zap where it starts to feel uncomfortable and we pull back and we box ourselves in and we never get to experience what's on the other side of that? I'm sure you've heard it. Everything you want in your life is on the other side of that comfort zone. The freedom to roam free. All of this stuff here. But then once you do that, and like I said, I recommend you guys get clear on it. Journal, take that journal for the next 2 weeks every morning. Have a little segment. What do I want? Grab some coffee, sit down. What do I want? Just, think about it, right? And you got to go through the process of like, okay, is this Instagram Reels or is this, coming from my heart? Is this something I really want? There's nothing better than determining what you really want in your life. But then what you've got to do is you've got to ask, why? Right? Why do you want it? This is how you make it real. It's easy to be like, I want the Maybach outside. Why? Because it's going to look good in my driveway. Why? Because I'll feel like I made it. Why? Why is that important? Right? We've got to figure out our why in order for us to be compelled to do anything. This hits home for me. This last week, every day I'm telling my daughter, I'm like, she's like my best friend. She's the best. Oh, man. But she is 3. Anybody have a 3 or have had a 3-year-old before? What do they like to ask about everything? Why? Right? Dad, are you going to be home today? No, I've got to go to the seminar. Why? Well, there's people there that they need my help. Why? Well, because they're in a business that's really hard, and Daddy's done that before, and I have some things I could share with them that might be able to help them. Why? Well, because they have little boys and girls, and they want to be able to spend more time with them. And I know it doesn't seem like it, but Daddy doesn't work that much. You know, I know I'm always saying, I've got to work, because she wants me there all the time. And they want to be able to spend some time with their families. You know how we just took these several trips, and we went and spent 5 months in Florida, and we went to California for a while, and, you know, we did this and did that, or she calls it Cali. She's like, we went to Cali? She's all sassy about it. And she, you know, and I said, she's like, why? And I said, because Daddy wants to help people. And she said, why? I said, because isn't it nice that you and I could be here right now having this conversation? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I want to help other people be able to have those situations and that freedom and be able to do the things that they want. And I want Mommy to be happy, and I want Leo to be happy. She's like, our dog, she's like, how about Franco? I said, I want Franco to be happy, right? She's so concerned about everybody else. She's like, that's sweet, because we're always telling her that's sweet. And that's my why, you know? I didn't have choices as a kid. I didn't have positive role models as a kid. I didn't get that real quality time with my mom and dad as a kid. And it's everything to me right now. You know, every night this week when I came home, even last night we got back, after the laser coaching, we didn't get out of here till 8. We were in the back for a little bit. I got home. She was waiting up for me way past her bedtime, and she was just, man. It's everything to me. Who's got somebody like that in their life that they feel that type of connection with? Or maybe in your future you want to have that. You know, I didn't have that 5 years ago. But what I did in my 20s is I knew one day I wanted that. I knew one day I wanted the family, right? I actually told myself I'd like a boy and a girl, and, you know, thank God I got the boy and the girl, or we'd probably keep going and going, right? And so I was working for my future self as well. When I think about my why, when I think about who needs me, when there's things that you don't want to do, when you have to feel that uncomfortableness of that dog collar zapping you, and you've got to take uncomfortable action to get across, we need to think about our why. And for me, it's the people. And one of those people is my future self. I call him Future Lou. He's always 10 years older than me, right? Got it all under control. And I picture him like a real person. Like, anybody ever had an imaginary friend as a kid? This is my imaginary friend. Might sound crazy. But talk about A-team. Your best self 10 years from now? Who's better than that, right? And it's not that I want to live up to him. I don't want to disappoint him. Because that life depends on the actions I take today, right? Who wishes we could go back 10 years and do some things a little bit differently, and we'd be living today a little bit different? Can't do that. Can't do that.
Hey, my friend, before you go, you've got to hurry and watch these next few videos over here. They will absolutely help you take your moving company to the next level. Go watch them now, and I'll see you over there.